Ciao Fabri,
Ciao
welcome
guys!
back here on
Ciao, ciao, ciao,
YouTube as
ciao.
well as always live. We will be bringing you all the latest. We have many things to discuss, so let's start straight away with Monaco because Monaco have 2 year we goes. So I will start with that. Paul Pogba and Ansu Fati was the latest.
Ciao guys, yes, it's a busy week for Monaco and it's fine to start from there because today we'll have plenty of things to discuss about English clubs and more, also Spanish clubs, but in France, Monaco are very active. Obviously for Paris Saint-Germain it's going to be a kind of normal summer, adding some quality players after having a fantastic season. And so, for example, Zabarni and more, but at the moment in France, Monaco are the most active after signing Eric Dyer. They have an agreement with Paul Pogba on a 2-year contract. Today, the lawyers of Paul Pogba have sent the contract counter confirmed to Monaco, and so we just wait for the medical test and the contract signing. Same for Ansu Fati. All the contracts are being checked with Barcelona, but it's all good. It's going to be a loan for Ansu Fati with a buy option clause, and also with a player extending his contract at Barcelona before leaving on loan. So that's part of the agreement, part of the deal with Barca. My understanding, both players will be in Monaco in the next hours. So Pogba and Ansu Fati will arrive in the next hours, could be already tonight, and then a medical between Thursday, Friday, and over the weekend. Everything will be confirmed. So this week, everything will be confirmed for Paul Pogba and Ansu Fati to Monaco in a really ambitious project.
You mentioned about English clubs. I will start with Arsenal because Arsenal, we have many things to discuss about them. I will start with Kepa, one of the latest news you provided today.
Yeah, many movements for Arsenal, many because we are still all waiting to understand what's going to happen with the strikers, with the contacts continue with Benjamin Sesko, with Victor Gyökeres, so we will be clear as soon as Arsenal will decide who is the striker they want. They want also an important winger, so it's going to be a busy summer for Arsenal, but for the goalkeeper, now the deal is done. For Kepa, all the documents are okay between Arsenal and Chelsea. £5 million is the transfer fee because Arsenal will trigger the release clause included into the contract of Kepa 1 year ago. Probably some of our friends here on YouTube remember that when Kepa left Chelsea to go to Bournemouth on loan, they extended the contract basically on the same salary, but just to protect Chelsea on the financial value of the player. And now Arsenal pay £5 million. Kepa will be the backup option for David Raya. Everything is agreed, everything is okay. And so we just wait for the official announcement for Kepa, similar to Milos Kerkez to Liverpool, another done deal, just waiting for the official announcement. And so don't worry on this too, because Kepa will go to Arsenal and Milos Kerkez will be a Liverpool player.
Talking about midfielders at Arsenal, many things can happen in the next days. There is an important update also on Thomas Partey. So what's the latest, what can we say today on the movements for midfielders?
Yeah, the situation with Thomas Partey is the one we explained last week, saying that Thomas Partey was leaning towards a move, a different chapter after negotiating a new contract with Arsenal. In some moments, there was some optimism to reach an agreement, but then agreement not completed between Arsenal and Thomas, and so the player is now expected and set to leave Arsenal at the end of the month and try a new chapter as a free agent. And Arsenal have started activating opportunities for the midfield because Jorginho left to join Flamengo. Neto is not going to be the second goalkeeper anymore. Thomas Partey was the most experienced players, the only one basically over 30 in the squad after Jorginho and Neto left, and so now Arsenal needs some experience in the squad, and they made a bid in the recent hours to Brentford for Christian Nodgard. As it was reported by the Danish media, we can confirm that there is a negotiation ongoing, bid in excess of 10 million euros for Christian Nodgard. The player wants the move to Arsenal, so personal terms are not an issue. The conversation will continue in the next hours and days between Arsenal and Brentford to try reach an agreement for Nodgard, but he could be a new midfielder for Mikel Arteta. Again, it's not the only option, but Arsenal are working on this one, and so could be an interesting move, an interesting addition for the new Arsenal project.
One of the biggest names on the market right now is definitely Nico Williams. You discussed many times about Barcelona, Bayern Munich as well. So what's the latest on him?
Yeah, for Barca fans, we always have plenty of messages about Nico Williams, and it's important to clarify that probably in terms of timing, this week was always going to be calm. At the moment, it's still calm for the Nico Williams story. I think Nico Williams did everything possible to go to Barcelona. So Nico did every single step he had to do, and probably even more, because it was 2 weeks ago on a Friday when his agent told Deco in a direct meeting that Nico wanted to go to Barca. Then the following week, Nico and Barca reached an agreement on personal terms. The contract valid for 6 years for a salary around 7-8 million euros net per season. So everything is done between Nico and Barca. Also, in the last 48 hours, Nico agent also informed Athletic Bilbao about the decision of the player to go to Barcelona, and so a very clear message coming from Nico. Now it's on Barca to pay the release clause, to find a solution with La Liga for financial fair play and all the rest. So they have to be patient at Barcelona, the fans too, because now Barca are in the process to try and make it work on the technical and financial point of view for Nico Williams. But now it's about the clause, because Athletic Bilbao are still not accepting in any way to negotiate, to have payment terms, to have installments. Release clause in one solution, 58 million euros plus taxes, up to 62 million euros, or nothing. So this is the position of Athletic. Barca in the process. Let's be patient and see what happens here.
Looking at the chat here live on YouTube, I see many questions on Manchester United, as always, and Bumo. So what can we say on this deal?
Yeah, look, the Manchester United maintain their optimism to reach an agreement with Brentford for Brian Bumo, also because we know they have an agreement with the player. What I can add today is that the player has also been clear with Brentford. He loves Brentford. He has a fantastic relationship with all people at the club. Now the manager left, but it's about the staff, the management, the fans, the teammates. So Bumo is really in a great relationship with all people at Brentford. But he's also been clear in this case, telling them that going to Manchester United for him is a dream move. He would like to go to Man United as soon as possible. Man United improved their bid in the recent days. From what I heard over the weekend, the new bid was sent in excess of £60 million package. So Man United are trying to get it done as soon as possible. The negotiation is ongoing, is well underway. Man United are confident, and I maintain them as clear favorites to sign Bumo, because the conversation is ongoing. They are talking on daily basis, and I think there are very good chances to see Brian Bumo to be the second addition of the summer for Man United after Mateusz Cunha.
Let's now move to Nicolas Jackson, because I see also questions here in the chat. And what can we say about him? Can he really move to Italian football?
Yeah, we are receiving many questions on this Italian topic for Nicolas Jackson. But first of all, let's see what Chelsea decide to do with the future of the player. But what's important to say is that I think it's going to be complicated for Italian clubs to even approach Chelsea or Nico Jackson at the current conditions. Forget about the transfer fees you see on the Italian reports, something around 40-45 million euros. Chelsea will never sit at the table for that money. Chelsea, when they had a call with Eintracht Frankfurt to ask about Ekitike, the answer was 100 million euros. So you can imagine that Chelsea will quote Nico Jackson. I'm not saying 100 millions, but for important money, I don't think it's going to be enough. The budget of some Italian clubs, something like 35 or 40 or 45 million euros to sign Nico Jackson. So at the moment, it's not realistic. Then, if the price will drop, we will see. But at the moment, we are not at that stage of the story at all. Chelsea maintain their pricing for Nico Jackson. Chelsea are in a strong position with a long contract extended less than 1 year ago. So at the moment, it's not something imminent with Italian clubs at all.
Last one for today, Kwanzaa and Bayer Leverkusen, is everything okay between the parties involved?
Yes, they're basically just waiting for the player to be free after the Euros under 21 and then to undergo the medical and sign the contract. Let me clarify something on this deal, because my understanding is that the transfer fee will be 30 million pounds, not euros, pounds guaranteed, plus 5 in add-ons pounds, so 35 million pounds potential total package. Add-ons included, and also the buyback clause exclusively revealed for Jadon Sancho, with Liverpool maintaining the control of the player, is in excess of 60 million euros. So it's not 35 or 40 or 45, and probably was never going to make any sense to put a buyback clause like that for Bayer Leverkusen. The clause will be way higher, and so this is the agreement between the clubs. I will tell you the exact fee as soon as the deal is formally completed, but the verbal agreement is there. The here we go is confirmed, and so Jadon Sancho will be the first addition for Bayer Leverkusen, and the next one will probably be Malik Tillman, who is the desired target for Bayer Leverkusen.
Thank you, Fabri. We'll be here back on YouTube soon. Now that the Club World Cup is going to the final part, we expect many things to heat up. So thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you. Ciao, guys.